Welcome to the all-new ARP Wave TV. This is our first episode, and the first episode is going to cover the system, the ARP Wave system. My name is Dennis Thompson. I'm the developer of the system. I'm the CEO of ARP Wave. To my right is Jay Schroeder, the president of ARP Wave. The ARP Wave system is a three-part system based solely on neurology. The first step is to identify, is the nervous system working correctly? The second step is fix all the damage caused by the nervous system not working correctly. The third step is building the body's ability to absorb force once all the damage has been corrected. So basically, let's look at it as if you were a television set and you had a short in the television, the TV would not work. And it wouldn't make any difference where that short is at, the TV still would not work. Well, your nervous system is that electrical system. Your body works exactly the same way. So in the first part of our system, we have to identify, is the nervous system working correctly? Because if it isn't, you're either already hurt or you're going to get hurt very soon. So the very first thing we have to do is identify, does it work or doesn't it work? We do that with a very simple test we call a muscle test. The muscles are the outward expression of the nervous system. So think of this as an external EMG, which is done internally. The muscles now are the outward expression, so we're just checking to see, are the muscles getting the right signals to do what they're supposed to do, which is act as a shock absorber for your body. So example, if shock is coming into your body and it's not being absorbed by the muscle, it's going to go someplace that it's not designed to go to. If you've been told you're bone on bone, it is a classic example of the nervous system not firing the muscles correctly to allow the force to be absorbed by the muscle, and therefore all the force is absorbed by the bone or the structure, and it is not designed to do that. So sooner or later, you're going to eventually get to the point where you're bone on bone, because all that force just keeps coming in, keeps coming in, keeps coming in, and it wipes out everything in between. The very first step is going to identify, is your nervous system working or isn't it? If it isn't, we've got to turn it back on. And part of our system is doing just that, turning your nervous system back on. The second part of our system is fixing all the damage caused by the nervous system not working correctly. And we'll get to that in the very next segment. In stage one, we discussed if the nervous system isn't working correctly, we're going to have damage. In stage two, we have to identify what level of damage has been caused. And understand, your body is not designed to absorb force in the skeletal tissue, in the connective tissue. It's only designed to absorb force in the muscular system. And if the nervous system isn't working, as we said in stage one, the muscles don't know what to do, so they're not able to do their job. So think of it as this. If you were an automobile and you took all the shocks off of your car and you decided to drive around town, it'd be a rough ride, but you're not going to do a lot of damage. But if you decided to take that car and drive from here to Alaska and back, you're not going to have a car. And the reason you're not going to have a car is because all of the force that is supposed to be going into the shock absorbers is now going into the frame of your car, and the frame is not designed to absorb that force. So what we do in stage two is we identify exactly where the origin of that electrical breakdown that should have been going to the muscle is coming from. So we're looking for an electrical short. Think of us now as an electrician. We have to find the short. Once we find the short, the symptoms will vanish quite quickly. Now, you've probably seen many different types of professionals, and every professional you've seen up to this point has identified where your symptoms are, but never identified where the symptoms are coming from. In step 2, that's exactly what we do. We identify where that signal is broken, fix that signal, and then fix all of the damage caused by that signal not working correctly. So in other words, simplistically speaking, we put new shocks on your car. In stage 1, we identified, is the nervous system working correctly? In stage 2, we identified, is the nervous system sending the right signal to the muscles to allow the body to absorb force? If it isn't, we have to put it back in place, and we have to clean up all the damage caused by the shocks not working correctly. In stage 3, where Jay takes over, is where we have to build the body's ability to absorb force. Jay, you want to tell us about that?
It's actually kind of an exciting phase. Rehabilitative strength, strength recovery isn't really the appropriate term, but it's what we all tend to refer to it as. You see, we're born with specific reflex patterns and reflex arcs. And these allow us then to demonstrate the physical skills, displacing ourselves by walking, getting in and out of a chair, in and out of a car, or some sports skill. What we want to do in phase 3 is to simply send information to the brain that allows it to respond the way we were designed. If we continue to send the information appropriately, and we maintain a specific position, humans like to be at right angles and or straight lines, and if we do that while sending the information, the brain then will revert back to these reflex patterns and reflex arcs and allow us to move the way we're designed, eliminating then the reason that we have electrical disconnects caused from moving inappropriately, which are referred to as compensation patterns. Now, it's important that we spend enough time doing this. In this phase of the system, we've created a modality, a tool that allows us to send this information so efficient that we can cut the sessions down from 20, which is what it normally would take in a traditional means, to 10 sessions. While we're going through those 10 sessions, not only are we going back to basics, let's say, but we're preparing the energy systems, the organs, and everything to support us in displaying that all over again. The same as what we did when we were newborns. You know, we just moved and things began to happen because that was the design. So we're going to take you back to that level again and just allow movement to happen naturally. You'll then be able to go out and displacing yourself in normal activity or sporting activity the way you desire.